Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of this Q&A series where I answer your questions, all with some random gameplay footage in the background. How have we all been? I hope you're all doing well. It's been a little while since the last episode, but I've got some nice questions built up, ready to answer with a cup of... Oh no, wait, it's not a cup of tea, it's a cup of squash. Orange and pineapple, if you're curious. Anyway, let's get on to... No, wait. Before we get onto the questions, if you'd like to submit your own question for this series, go into the description, find the Google link, and it takes you to a Google form. Fill out the form, put your question, put your name so I can credit you, and I will answer it in a future video. Thank you very much to everyone who does leave a question and makes this series possible. Okay, let's get on to question number 1, which is from Ben Wells. Oh, Ben, a long-standing submitter of questions for this series. Thanks, Ben. His question is, have you ever recorded an episode of something only to see you weren't actually recording? With so many videos, you must have done this at least a few times, right? Technical issues. Yeah, it's something that most Let's Players, or just, well, video creators in general, have to deal with at some point. Thankfully, because I don't do anything on SD cards and stuff with actual cameras, not so much to do with kind of corruption, and that happens a lot with SD cards and formatting, and I see it all the time in videos I've been watching, like, oh, I've lost my footage. But for me, not so much in terms of not recording. There's a few times where I've missed bits of recordings. I would say early on, the main issue I would have is things going corrupt, or actually no, that's a lie. The biggest thing that would happen to me is audio desync, which was an absolute nightmare back in the day, especially when I switched over to that pesky Hopauge HD PVR thing, which was just a total mess. The software always seemed to create a desync, and it was one of those annoying desyncs where you couldn't just cut the audio and video off and realign it. You couldn't do that because it desank at different points in the video, so then you couldn't match it up with one go. Oh, it was such a pain. So yeah, that happened quite a lot when I first switched over to HD videos. Surprisingly, the Dazzle was actually pretty good, even though it was, a bit crap, the hardware. But I've missed out a few bits of recording for things like UHCs. I remember there was one UHC where I missed. I toggled the recording. I must have done something wrong, and I missed the end fight that I was in, so I had to recreate it really badly on my own. That was something. And actually, quite recently, I I didn't miss the recording. Well, I almost did, but I accidentally started streaming in the most recent UHC. So if anyone watched that, it was on YouTube for a little while. I was streaming for about 5 minutes, a bit of UHC Season 21. So if you caught that, well done. You're an eagle-eyed subscriber, and I thank you. But that's now private. So, yeah, but not really like whole episodes of things. Not that I can think of anyway. Mainly just little issues, but nothing major. So touch wood, that doesn't keep happening. Because so far, I've been pretty good with the amount of videos I've uploaded and things I've done and recordings I've made. I've been pretty lucky with not getting any big issues with not recording stuff, so I hope it continues that way. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, thank you for the question, Ben. Let's move on to the next one from Naxer from the JFS. His question is, what kind of videos do you enjoy watching, and what kind of videos do you enjoy making? Normal Let's Plays, montages, informative, etc. Okay, so let's split that into two then. What kind of videos do I enjoy watching? Well, I guess... yeah, regular Let's Plays, although I've definitely gone off of a lot of Let's Players that I used to watch, which is a shame, but a lot of the Mindcrackers who would do things apart from Minecraft, like Good, I used to watch his Let's Plays quite a lot. I remember there's that one he did of the creepy kid, Lucius I think it was called. I loved that Let's Play that he did. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, I don't really watch Good anymore because he doesn't really make the same types of videos. So normal Let's Plays less so. I do watch the occasional Laser Nights, a little plug there, videos. And I'll put all these channels I'm about to mention in the description anyway. So yeah, a few Laser Night videos. But I've kind of been getting into more informative videos actually. this is going to sound really lame, but I've started watching these Lego videos of reviews of Lego sets, just because I've got into Lego again recently, because I'm just a big kid apparently, and I've recently watched Lego Movie 2, and I was just in a super Lego-y mood, so I started watching these videos by, what's his name, Jang Bricks or something, I think that's his name. He does these set reviews, and he's got a kind of a nice voice, and he does it in a really clean, clear way. Who else is there? There is... Oh! Informative-wise, there's this great YouTuber called Jeff Marshall. And he does these videos all about UK trains. Train lines, underground trains, the tube, the DLR, trams. Basically transport. But no one else is going to... Well, actually, loads of people find him interesting. But I'm sure kind of... If you're not in England, you're not going to find these videos very interesting. But I do. So he does sort of things you might not know about the Circle and District line in London, the Underground, or the least visited station in Norwich, you know, and really random videos like that. But he does it in such a nice way, and he seems like such a cool guy, and nicely edited, and yeah, just oddly interesting for being a very niche topic sometimes. So I'd say that definitely more so than most things. I still do watch a lot of gaming videos, mainly through Funhouse, which is a kind of comedy gaming news site, channel even. But that's about it. And of course the other JFSs, I've watched their videos as well. But what sort of ones do I like making? No more Let's Plays, obviously. I wouldn't keep doing it for 8 years if I don't enjoy making regular Let's Plays. But I do like making montages. He put montages as like an example, and I gotta say, I do love making a good montage, especially if I can get a good song or piece of music that I can match it to. Because if you just get that cut just perfect, where it cuts with the music and does it all in time, it feels so good, so satisfying. Which is what I've tried to do with a few things in the past, mainly Minecraft related things. So like my little end montage for Season 3, when it was to the tune of Sinatra. Really like that. And even the intro of Season 4, I think I did that to the tune of Beyond the Sea. And again, by Bobby Darin. And I really like that too. And that kind of links in with, I also really like making UHC intros. I haven't made one for a while, mainly because I haven't uploaded the most recent UHCs I've been in. But when I get a really good idea, I do love to make a UHC intro. And actually, I've got a good idea for Season 22. So hopefully I'm in it, but I might still make it anyway, even if I'm not. But I can just see it in my mind so clearly, and I really want to make it. So that's the sort of stuff I like making. And I like doing that because it gives me a chance to learn more about Adobe After Effects, which is always good to know. Kind of experimenting and playing around, watching tutorials. Okay, I think that's a long, rambly answer to that question. Thank you, Nexa. Let's move on to the next. Oh, all the others are from Thomas Hazelden. Thank you, Thomas, for these next 4 questions. His first question is, have you played Red Dead Redemption 2? If so, what are your thoughts on it? Well, unfortunately, no. I haven't played it yet. I have bought it. I bought it for a really good price, actually. There's this video game shop in England called CEX, and they had it on sale for £25. It was pre-owned, but the discs are really good condition, almost brand new really. And to get a brand new AAA game for £25 when it's so quick after coming out, bargain. I haven't had the time to actually sit down and put it in the PS4 and start playing. However, I just know that when I do get to that point of wanting to play it, I'm going to have to set aside about an hour before I actually want to start, because I bet there's so many patches and updates for that. There always is. Whenever I turn on my PS4, because I don't really play it very often, I have to wait so long for updates, and it's just like, what happened to the days of sitting down and putting a disc in and just playing? Oh, well, I guess we do get really good games, so that's why. There's got to be some compromise. But yeah, I haven't played it yet. I've actually tried to stay away from it completely. I've watched no videos about it. I've tried to avoid any sort of spoilers, so please don't spoil it. And I think, it's going to be good. I'm sure people said it was good, so I just want to play the storyline, to be honest. See the backstory of John Marston. Okay, so Thomas's next question is, who is your favourite and least favourite character in The Simpsons, and why? Oh, that's interesting, because I've definitely had favourite character before, but I don't think I've ever had least favourite character from The Simpsons, which is a bit harsh. That's hard to pick, because... Well, actually, I could just cop out and pick a really stupid, annoying character from the kind of most recent series, like one of the celebrity cameos they now have. Lady Gaga, I could say. You know, she was in one of the most hated episodes, I think, of kind of recent Simpsons episodes. But I'm not going to do that. That does seem a bit too easy to do. Let me pick... Here we go. Let me pick... Actually, I've thought about this beforehand. I'm going to pick a character, a secondary character from the show that is actually like a permanent character. So I'm going to say my least favourite permanent character, kind of well-known character on The Simpsons, is Disco Stew. I'm sorry, Disco Stew. I had a long, hard think about it. I even got that poster up. You know, the famous poster of all the... There's like 100 characters, or actually probably more than that. Hundreds of characters, all on that massive one. I used to have that poster in my bedroom when I was younger, on a yellow background. I cast my eyes upon it and I tried to find any character that was in multiple episodes that I didn't really like. And yeah, I settled on poor old Disco Stew. He's just, and I guess the reason why is that he's just not very funny. I can't think of any kind of quote to do with Disco Stew that I would find funny. In fact, I can't really think of any quote at all. Disco Stew. Yeah, there is a quote there, but I just don't really like him. What can I say? Don't judge me. If you're a fan of Disco Stew, that's fine, but I'm not really. Most favourite character? Again, I could be a bit easy here, because I think I've answered this in the past, and I've said... Either I've said Mr. Burns, which I'm not sure on now, or I've said Homer. And I think it still is Homer, because every time I quote The Simpsons, it's usually from Homer, and is the main character, arguably. Maybe Bart at some point was, but Homer's the main character, really. And he just has the funniest lines. And it's not Marge. You might think I'd pick Marge because of Marge, but no. Poor old Marge, she does have some funny lines. I think she is an underrated character in the show, but it's not Marge. So, again, I tried to pick, just for the sake of fairness and to be a bit different, I've tried to pick a secondary character that I would say is my favourite. And that was really tricky, because you could say Ned, because Ned's funny. You could say Skinner, because Skinner's very funny. You could say Burns, because Burns is funny. You could say Moe, because Moe's great. However, I've thought in terms of episodes. Which episodes do I really love watching? And what is that episode mainly about? What character? And I think my favourite secondary character, for now, this is subject to change obviously, but I think it's going to be Sideshow Bob. I think, at least in terms of golden era, classic Simpsons, seasons 1 to 10, maybe a bit more, maybe 1 to 12 or 13, you really can't beat some of Sideshow Bob's episodes. He did have some of the best because they made sure they were good, because they had Kelsey Grammer do the voice of Sideshow Bob. And this is, before it got a bit weird where he went to Italy and had that Italian family. I didn't really like that. And isn't there an episode where he gets it's like a face-off parody where he switches his face with Krusty or something? Or I don't know. They get a bit weird for my liking, but episodes like with his brother Cecil, brother from another series, or episodes like Cape Fear is just an absolute classic. And mainly because of Sideshow Bob and Kelsey Grammer and his voice acting. So I'm going to say for now Sideshow Bob. Homer first, but Sideshow Bob second. Tricky question though. Thank you for the question, Thomas. Next one. What are my thoughts on Bond 25? Oh, Bond 25. So yeah, the next James Bond film, which should be coming out. Hang on, I've got a tab open for it. The 8th of April 2020. Which, that may very well change because it's changed a couple of times already. It's had a difficult production history already. It seems like most of Daniel Craig's Bond films have had some sort of production issue, which is a real shame because he doesn't really deserve that. But, Quantum of Solace had the writer's strike problem, and Spectre had tons of issues, which is probably why it ended up being so naff. But Bond 25, which is definitely going to be his last, I think that's pretty much confirmed now. My thoughts on it are optimistic, but I'm trying to avoid a lot of the news. The main stuff I know about it is that it was originally going to be directed by Danny Boyle, which I was excited about, but then he dropped out because of creative differences. So instead they got Cary Fukunaga, who is a director of... Hang on, I've got another tab open. He directed It. Oh, he did Beasts of No Nation. I watched that film. Maniac is another one. Yeah. Anyway, apparently he's meant to be a really good director, so that's promising, but I don't really know much about him. What else is there? There are all these rumours about the name, sort of the working title being Shatterhand, and now there's a rumour that it's going to be called Eclipse as a name. And to be fair, I don't really care about the name. There's a lot of one-word titles though for Daniel Craig's films, isn't there? Well, I guess there'd be 3 if it was Eclipse, but still. Yeah. I guess my thoughts on it are just I really, really hope it's a good one. People have said that it's kind of had a pattern of good, bad, which is true. Casino Royale, good. Quantum of Solace, maybe not bad, but not as good. Skyfall, good. Spectre, bad. So hopefully this one's good. I just don't know. I really don't know. It just feels like... It feels like Craig's tenure as Bond has been so messy. And it's such a shame. I really don't think us Bond fans have had it easy this past decade. Well, actually, way longer than a decade now. We're on to... It'll be 14 years by the time this Bond 25 comes out that Craig would be Bond. Think of the 20-odd films, or actually it'll probably be about 30 films by then, of Marvel superhero films that have come out. And we've got 5. Wait, Casino Royale? Yeah, 5. We'd have had 5 Bond films. Ugh. Very sad, but I really hope it's good, because I can't bear waiting another 5 years after this next one if it's a bad film. I really just... That's awful. And this whole thing about Bond is probably why I've just lost a bit of interest in it so far, and that's why I'm not making the Bond reviews yet. It's just I'm not in a Bond mood, and I'm slowly getting there with this, the information coming out. But at the same time, I don't want to read too much about it or see too many screenshots. So at the moment, I am optimistic, but I'm also kind of apprehensive. Is that a word, or is that... Yeah, I'm apprehensive because I just worry it's going to be bad again, and I really don't want it to be. I think I think it's going to be good, though. I think it's going to be good, but I just worry. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thomas's last question is: are you going to get all the collectibles in Springfield after you complete the Let's Play? That's a nice, easy question to end off with. Yes, I am. I haven't done it yet. I know it's been a little while since the Let's Play finished, but I am going to live stream it and go around Springfield and get all of the bottle caps and crusty coupons and all that stuff. So don't worry, that is coming, and I will put out a video or a tweet or something to let you guys know that I'm streaming. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And that is it for all the questions for this episode. I haven't rambled for too long, that's nice. Let me know, obviously, I always want people in the comments to answer these questions as well. So things like your favourite and least favourite character on The Simpsons, or your thoughts on Bond 25 so far, or are you going to get all the collectibles in Springfield after the... Oh no, wait, maybe not that one. But yeah, like what videos are you watching on YouTube? Any cool channels that you could recommend to us? Because yeah, I always like to see your guys' comments and opinions on these questions too. And like I said at the beginning, if you have your own question, just check the description and find the Google link to the form there. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling for now, and until next time, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.